Hey, what's up? So there's a new trailer for MindsEye, a new gameplay preview. I had their first gameplay trailer, which didn't have a lot of gameplay, had enough for me to pre-order this game. So I think it's funny because I've seen a lot of discussion about it. The number one complaint about this game and just discussions, Reddit and Steam and whatever, the forums, people are saying like, "Oh, I'm worried about this game. This game's gonna suck. It's gonna be, whatever, all this stuff," because they haven't shown enough, apparently, according to them, right? Like, according to them, they didn't show enough footage, and that was why they're like, "Oh, that's just a bad sign," or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. I grew up at a time where trailers were different, though. Trailers were actual trailers. They were teasers, but they were long teasers. As a kid, most of the trailers that I can remember that stood out to me and sold me on a game were. And all up back then, everything was about gameplay. Like, you barely ever saw cinematics, especially in the trailers. Now you have full cinematic, what they call trailers, but it's basically the full intro to the game, which to me is a spoiler if you're going to show the whole thing before the game even comes out. Like, but when I play the game, I'm already have seen it all, so I don't usually watch all the cinematic trailers and stuff. It doesn't bore me, but I'm like, no, like, if I already know what the story is and I'm interested in the story, I don't want you to show me the whole thing before I even play the game, That's just how I am. Anyways, so trailers used to be different. They were long teasers. Because I hated like teasers, right? Like I used to be confused when I would see something called a teaser. It was like a 5-second teaser. The first time I ever saw like the teaser for The Fifth Element, it was literally just they revealed the number 5. It was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in this, and I saw it in the movie theater. It was a freaking teaser in a movie theater on the huge screen, and all it did was the camera just rotated around a big giant number 5, and I was like, "This is what in the hell, man?" I love that movie though, but that teaser was really stupid. Anyways, but I remember a lot of the trailers used to be for that part. I don't like that part, the CPR part. I'm like, at least change the overlay, the interface. You don't need the whole screen covered by that big bar, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, no. So this looked good to me. Like, I saw enough gameplay. I like the driving was there. I could tell it was a semi-open world, whatever. It's not like one of the biggest complaints too I've seen people say is like, it's not open world, then I'm not buying it or whatever. And I'm like, to me, I'm just like, what? Like, I love open world games, but I don't need it to be open world. Like, even Uncharted games were very linear. And Uncharted series 4 was the most open, but like, a non-open world game is perfectly fine. And this does look semi-open world. It reminds me of just smaller open world games like Gotham Knights or other games that it is an open world to play in, right? Like, you can explore and go around and stuff, but it's small. This one, I don't even know if it's going to be quite like that, because it's supposed to be like, as far as I can tell, it's going to be mission to mission rather than let you explore, but I don't know really exactly. But I can tell from the way the game looks that it's going to be open enough. It's going to feel like a world that I'm playing in, because one thing I'm not a huge fan of those games where you just run down a tunnel, right? Like, and you can't move anywhere. They're fine and they're fun. Oh, what's that game? I almost had it in my head. There's a game that came out a few years ago based on an anime, and there's been a series of them. And it's not very good. It's entertaining, but the gameplay is needed a lot more polishing. And I'm trying to, damn it, I can't remember. But it's a third-person shooter and hack and slash game. I have too many games installed. I wouldn't be able to look it up because I just can't remember the title of it. Anyways, but it's very tunneled, right? You're just going down tunnels. Got a lot of JRPGs are like that, like Sword Art Online games, and I'm just like, I don't really like that. Like, I like the stories and stuff, and the world is okay, but you're literally just running down a tunnel, Anyways, but I grew up with that as well. Like, things were like that. So that's why I prefer the newer games. I prefer the ones that are a little more open and whatever. And it doesn't have to be a huge, enormous open world, but an open, semi-open world game is cool, Anyways, so I'm really looking forward to this game, man, and I just wanted to share it. The new gameplay preview just came out today. I just saw it on the Steam. I follow them on Steam, so I see their updates. And apparently it's gonna have like a level editor type thing. You can create your own missions, and I'm really hoping I actually do it this time. I've tried it in a couple games, but I never really got deep enough into it. I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to make more, but mostly it's the games themselves that haven't held me captive, right? You know, so I don't usually end up making levels in them and stuff as much as I enjoy the game. Even while I got to Infamous late. The very first Infamous game, the one on PS3. I think if I had gotten that game at launch, because I didn't even have a PS3 until PS4 was almost out. I think like a year before the PS4 came out, when I finally got a PS3. But I think maybe that would have been a game I got into making levels for, because I love the Infamous series. Like, I absolutely love those games so much. But I got to that game late, so I just had already other games I was playing and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I think like that content wasn't as popular anymore either. You know, like people had stopped playing it by the time I got around to playing it. But I never did end up trying the user-generated content too much in that game. But it's a cool idea. Like, I've always loved the idea, the concept of that stuff. Like, I've wanted to go back. I never really got into Dreams. And I think about it here and there. I'm like, man, because I want to make a game now. I do. I want, but it has to be in a way where I can just use assets and just, you know, play around and just kind of do level design and whatever and try to make something with it. I have considered trying to get into coding again, maybe to try to get it. Anyways, whatever. But yeah, I want to start making a game just for fun. But so this, maybe I'll actually get into it with this one. I think that'd be cool. And this game looks amazing to me, man. Story-wise, they had this story trailer that they launched like maybe a month or two ago, and it wasn't for me. Just the way the trailer was made, the music, I was not into the music at all. I was not into the scenes that they cut together. I was like, eh. Story-wise, it's interesting to me. Like, I like the kind of story that this game has. But their cinematic trailer, I was like, it's just not for me. Like, it seemed like it was meant more for just a different type of audience or something. I don't know. But I still expect to like this game a lot, because it looks so freaking good to me, man. And I might be disappointed. That's possible. I will be shocked if I'm disappointed by this game. All right, I'll be freaking shocked because it looks so good. Like, I cannot wait for this game, man. So anyways, I just thought it was funny because, like, this is a real full. They got quite a bit more gameplay here than they did in the previous ones. They had some of this already shown before and whatever, but there's a bit more in this. This is like a 6-minute video that they just put out. But I was already sold on it, man. I had already pre-ordered it. I was like, yep, this is what I want. Especially because the pre-order, like, comes with the deluxe upgrade thing, which isn't a big deal, you know, but I was like, well, I already know I want this game, so I might as well get the extra deluxe thing for free as a pre-order thing, yeah. Because apparently they don't even have it right now. You can't pre-order like the deluxe edition because you automatically get it if you pre-order the game, right? So apparently they're planning to, once the game launches, pop the deluxe upgrade separately as a separate upgrade for if you didn't pre-order, which I find interesting. But also, I guess it kind of makes sense because people will wait for a sale and whatever, you know. Anyways, that's it, man. I just felt like talking about the game because there was a new trailer for it. I am very excited. Actually, you know what's funny? A couple days ago, like 2 or 3 days ago, I was browsing my Steam, as I tend to do. I'm always kind of trying to figure out what game I'm in the mood to play and stuff. And I saw MindsEye, and I was like, I completely forgot about it, dude. I was like, oh yeah, holy crap, and it's kind of soonish, not really. I know it comes out next month, but I don't remember what day it comes out. I'm actually going to look that up real quick because I totally forget. But yeah, so I'm hoping, because this game looks so, it really depends, but I'm really hoping to actually, I'm planning to, I'm like, I better do this. I want to actually kind of maybe make some levels or missions in the game, because they preview it a little bit in the trailer here. Towards the end, the last like couple minutes, they show more of the level editing kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh man, because if this game is as amazing as I think it's gonna be, then I might actually give that a real try and maybe try to make depends on how the first one goes. Like, if I actually end up making a full level, I will most likely end up continuing to make more, right? But it depends how the first one goes, and if I actually would make a whole one, because I've made a couple like little small games I was working on in the past. Dark Alchemy had got me a program called Block Souls before it became subscription based, And it was pretty cool. It was fun, and I was working on a long game, and I was trying to, my goal was to fill up the entire map. There's this big map that you can work in, and a lot of the people that make the games on there don't actually use the entire space, right? That was my plan. I think some people probably did, but I had played some of those games on there that other people made, and they're very short and cool. You know, people made some pretty cool and impressive stuff on there. And I was working on one, but I never ended up finishing it. The main reason I didn't end up finishing it is I had done so much. I'd used so many of the included assets that I was kind of bored of redoing the same assets. Because there's only so much you can do with the limited assets and stuff. You know, there's not, the cool thing about that was you could actually make your own assets on that program. Like, but that's not my thing. So it's just not my thing. But you know, it depends. Like, the more I play with stuff, tools and all that, the more I'll, like, you know, experiment or whatever. But I have not gotten there yet. Oh yeah, I was talking about Dreams. Yeah, I've always wanted to go back to Dreams, but I never really played Dreams and got into it or anything. I mean, I still have it on the PS4 because of PS Plus. I don't think they ever put that on PC. Like, cause especially right now, it's something I'd be interested in. But yeah, well, at least it's not on Steam. I don't think they ever put it on PC though. But yeah, that's a sad story too, because that game was incredibly popular, and the dev team got shut down, which is, I think, all of them do for somehow. You know, like every dev team gets shut down. But some people would make the argument, well, it makes sense, they finished the game, right? Like, you know, the game's done. What are they going to keep them on for, or whatever, other than like patches or whatever? So I don't know. I don't know how everything works in the industry. I know some of it. I don't know. I've never been in the part where I would know why developer teams are let go exactly, right? Like why they're kept on for so long, right? Like like I don't understand that whole thing, because the way it's talked about, I'm like, they're, you know, like Naughty Dog is a known developer for PlayStation, right? But they don't always have games coming out, you know. But they're still part of, like, are they constantly being paid? I highly doubt it. Like, I doubt they just pay these people to do nothing, right? Like, so it's weird to me, like, when a developer studio is shut down in the way it's talked about, because I never went deep enough. Maybe, you know, maybe you've gone deep enough. But just the regular discussion is it's as if, like, developers are supposed to just stay together as a team forever just because, right? I don't know. It's just weird. To me, it's weird because I don't know more details and stuff. But this game looks so freaking cool, man. MindsEye. June 10th. Yeah, I had already looked it up. Comes out June 10th, so kind of soonish. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh man, I can't wait. The only thing that I was like, oh crap, it's supposedly like around a 15-hour-ish game, and I'm like, damn it. But they've got a horde mode. We'll see what the end game is like, what kind of replay value it has. I don't think they announced a photo mode for it, which for me is like, damn it. You know, I hope they add a photo mode. And New Game Plus, I don't think they have that planned either. I do know they had that, like, they had the horde mode, and I forget what else they mentioned. They did. I'm pretty sure there was something else mentioned as far as like replayability, like extra missions or whatever. But I don't know all the details on that. So the campaign is like probably what 10 to 15 hours ish, depending on how fast you speed rush your way through it. Like, I'll be taking my time. I'm not gonna, you know, rush through it. I'm just gonna play through it and whatever. But yeah, so that's the only thing that I'm not looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to the short duration, right? You know, it's not like a massively short game. Like, I definitely prefer a 15-hour game over a 4-hour game, you know, especially for the price, right? Like, you know, but anyways, I didn't expect to yammer on this long about it, and you know, go off topic and stuff. But yeah, it's something I've had in my mind. I'm gonna start making a game or something. And as far as everything else, like, this is like, I've got two forms. I've got two modes, man. Mentally, I have to put myself here to record what I'm recording right now, because that other stuff is still maddening and enraging and whatever, you know. So anyways, I'm going to go now. Looking forward to this game. Let me know what you think. Are you interested in this? Have you checked it out? Whatever. Are you like everybody else? Oh, there wasn't enough gameplay in it. I was sold. But I've been gaming for so long. I left a comment on the new trailer. I was like, I was already sold on this. I already pre-ordered this. 30 seconds of gameplay was enough for me. I know what I'm looking at. Like, I recognize this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I recognized it. I could recognize what the gameplay was going to be in the short bits that they were showing before, and I was very interested. It looks amazing. Like, dude, it looks freaking epic, man. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I just thought it was funny, all the complaint sites, you know, like, it's going to suck because they won't show more gameplay. And I'm like, wait, okay. Like, whatever, man. Mine's pre-ordered. I'll see you then, you know. Anyways, all right. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.